You've ever tried to hire someone in another country, say pay a contractor in Nigeria, bring on a remote employee in Germany, or manage a payroll across five different time zones? You already know how messy that gets. Different currencies, different tax rules, different compliance requirements. It's a nightmare. So when I came across a deal, I wanted to test it properly, not just read the features page, but actually get into the platform and see what it does for teams like mine. And in this video, I'm going to give you my honest take. I'm Shem, and this is my full deal review for 2026. So let me give you a quick overview before we get into the details. Deel is a global human resource and payments platform. The core idea is that it handles the legal, compliance, and financial complexity of employing or paying people internationally. So you don't have to figure that out yourself. It has a few main product ideas. First, there is the employer of record, that is EUR. This is for you. This is for when you want to hire a full-time employee in another country, but you don't have a legal entity there. Therefore, a deal becomes the legal employer on your behalf, and it does handling of contracts, local taxes, social contributions, global social contributions, and compliance. So on your end, you just have to manage the person's work. Global payroll. That is for companies that do not have their own entities in different countries and want to run a payroll in one place instead of juggling multiple providers. That we have the contract, not the contractor, but the contractor management, whereby you can be able to hire contractors. That is for freelancers and independent contractors. This is probably where most smaller teams start. You onboard contractors, sign compliance requirement, and pay them in their local currency. So we can start with the employer of record. The employer of record. We start with this one because it is genuinely where deal stand out the most. If you ever trying to hire someone full time in a country where you are not registered, you know there are really only two options. You either set up a local entity, which cost thousands of dollars, an employer of record service. Deal support EUR in over 100 countries. You tell them where your hire is located. You choose a plan, and they handle the employment contract in the format that that particular country requires. They also take care of statutory benefits, pension contributions, healthcare where applicable. All of it is built into that particular cost. The onboarding process is straightforward. You fill in the employee details, you define compensation, and deal generates the local contract. The employee receives it via the platform, signs it digitally, and that is it. They are legally employed. One thing I noticed, Deal provides a breakdown of the total employer cost upfront. So before you commit, so you can see exactly what you are paying, salary that is, Deal's service fee, and local employer contributions. All that without hidden surprises at the end of the month. And that transparency is genuinely very valuable. Where I would push back, EUR is not cheap for small teams or early stage startups. The per employee monthly cost can feel steep, especially if you are only managing only one or two hires. It makes more sense the more you scale up. Number two, we can talk about global payroll. This is for businesses that already have legal entities in different countries, but are tired of managing payroll through five different local accountants or software tools. Deal lets you consolidate all of that into a single dashboard. You can run payroll for employees in multiple countries from one place in local currencies and also with the compliance handled per jurisdiction. From a workflow perspective, it is fairly clean. You set a payroll cycle, input hours or salary adjustments, approve the LAN, and deal process it. Each country has its own compliance rules baked in, and tax withholding, the reporting, and also the pay slips. The honest limitation here is that global payroll is a relatively mature product for companies already at scale. So if you are a small team still figuring out your first international hire, EUR is your starting point, and then global payroll comes later when you have entities in multiple market. That said, the value of having one platform for payroll rather than logging into separate tools per country is hard to overstate once you are there. Have contractor management, and this is probably the feature most freelancers, virtual assistant, and remote first businesses will use first. And honestly, it's one of the strongest parts of the platform. With Deal's contractor management, you can onboard a contractor in minutes. The platform generates a locally compliant independent contractor agreement based on the contractor's countries of residence. This matters a lot because using the wrong contract structure can expose you to misclassification risks, where a government authority decides your contractor is actually an employee and you owe back taxes and benefits. Therefore, Deel handles that risk by generating agreements that follow local rules. Payments work well too. You can pay contractors in over 120 currencies via bank transfer, PayPal, Pioneer, Wise, and other methods. The contractor gets to choose how they receive their money. On your side, you see all outstanding invoices in one place, approve them, and deal handles the disbursement. What one what one feature I found genuinely useful is the deal shield. The deal shield. If you are worried about contractor classification risk in a specific market, Deal Shield is an additional protection layer that monitors compliance and provides coverage if misclassification claim comes up. Therefore, for freelancers like developers or virtual assistants working with international clients, Deal is actually one of the cleaner ways to receive payment and stay compliant. You just create your profile, submit invoices through the platform, and you get paid without chasing international wire transfers. Okay, on the platform experience, let me give you a quick feel for actually using the platform. The dashboard, as you can be able to see, the dashboard is clean and relatively intuitive. Onboarding new people, whether employees or contractors, is guided with step-by-step prompts. You don't need to understand employment laws in 15 different countries. Deal prompts you for what's needed at each stage. The notification and the document management system is a solid contract amendment, pay slips, and the compliance documents, all live in one place and accessible by both the signs. Also, we have got the mobile app. It also exists, but I would say the desktop experience is where the platform shines. Complex tasks like running payroll or reviewing compliance reports are better done on a full screen. I want to be transparent about pricing because it matters. For contractor management, Deel offers a free plan for managing up to a handful of contractors and a paid plan for more advanced features like custom contracts and integrations. For EOR, pricing is per employee per month. You will need to get a specific quote based on the country and the contract terms, but it's in the range of several hundred dollars per employee monthly. For the global payroll, is also quote based depending on the number of countries and employees. And my take, and for my take on this is if you are comparing deal to the cost of a local legal counsel, entity setup and multiple separate payroll tools, it often make economic sense, especially as your team grows internationally. For every early stage solo operators, the free or lower tier contractor tools are a practical starting point. So here is my honest verdict after spending real time on this platform. Deal is genuinely one of the best tools available for international hiring and payments. For teams that need to hire full-time employees in countries where they don't have a legal presence, the EUR product removes a massive amount of complexity. For contractors and freelancers, the payment and the contract management tools are clean and practical. Is it perfect? No. The pricing can be steep for very small teams. Some of the newer features are still maturing, and if your operation is purely domestic, you don't need it. But if you are building a team across borders, or if you are a freelancer wanting to work with international clients in a compliant and a professional way, Deal is one of the most complete solutions available right now. It genuinely simplifies what is used to be complicated, and that's worth a lot. If you want to try Deal for yourself, I've linked my referral link in the description below. It's the best way to get started and explore the platform with your current offer. And also, if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new here, and drop a comment. If you have questions about deal or remote team management, I'm ready, everyone. I'm ready. See you in the next one. Thank you.